just told them now that they will do their best to restore their electricity by the 27th of May. I swear, that's what they have told them now. That means they are most part of that place are in darkness. IPOB just gave the EEDC. They call them the Eastern Electricity Development Company or something like distribution company, EEDC. Intentionally, there is no power in the eastern part of Nigeria. Most parts. Intentionally. So IPOB was like, get out of this place if you can't give the people electricity anymore. But that same fraudsters, they want you to clap because very soon electric buses are going to be plying your street. I want to see it too, because we already boarding the electric buses in Glasgow. All over the world, people are already like going into it. But now people will get power, we get electricity. When I get power, anyway, it was in Lagos to showcase that the CNG buses are going to be assembled in Lagos, and it's going to help. Anyway, see, I'll show you.
Today, there were 50,000 naira at the market price, or at the price at the filling stations of petrol. On the other hand, the cost of CNG is about 3 times less. It's about 1/3, if not 1/4. So what you can fill for 55,000 or so, you can now fill for around 15,000. So that's a huge savings that will help reduce or maintain a lead on transport costs. So it's a very key initiative. And the thing about the CNG initiative, the presidential initiative on compressed national gas, is that it has taken time. We've all gone around and we have seen that these are not purchases of finished goods or finished products. It is assembly. So at the same time as helping the inflationary effect, reducing the price of fare, well, at the end of the day, reducing transport costs to the average Nigerian. As well as that, it's also helping to grow the economy. So it's 2 critical aims are being achieved. And what is important is that I've come to see what is happening with the CNG initiative. Where are the buses, as Nigerians are asking?
So it drove few of them. So the ones they are assembling in Lagos, right? That one is called the CNG. So they are going to convert buses, instead of using petrol, they will be using gas. And according to him, it's going to be cheaper. So Tinubu's government has also invested on that electric buses as well. So they are expecting them to also be delivered to you soon. So if your electric bus stop working on the road, you know what to do. Just push it to the nearest plug where you can charge it. And in the absence of that, they are going to give you CNG buses. And that's just gas. No petrol. But how much is how do you buy gas in Nigeria again? No, how do you buy that? I've seen people say 10 kg cooking gas. Yeah, I don't know. Is that cooking gas they're gonna use for the CNG? Is that same? No. Okay. Anyway, they said it is to help you cut down the cost of transportation, and he has already put on helmet, and then is granted press interview. Definitely, it's going to be a good thing to look forward to then, right? So I could Julono then. So I have a few other things I am gonna say, but I think my time is up, so I could possibly hold on to that. I'm gonna go make myself another cup of tea, and that can take me. It can take me up to 4 minutes or 3 minutes. My kettle, my kettle is an old one, okay? So it takes time to get warm, okay? It's like when you want to wake and hold body, you have to give it time. So you start from kicking off, make some noise, whoa, then it will start kind of react. Takes time, So don't go anywhere. Like this broadcast, okay? Hang on, don't go yet. I mean, not yet. So I wanted to share this with you as well. Remember when a shitty man said this when Kadobi Oduduwa Emefiole, as well as Wale Adams, said they were doing magic, the abracadabra on your naira. So maybe if I play you this video now, you can help me go ask a shitty man what happened, what changed.
Going silent. They were anticipating the naira will go to 5,000 to the dollar. Now the dollar is crashing, and they are counting their losses, and they will continue to count their losses. And the economy, by the grace of God, is bouncing back and in full force. We need to rally around him. Going silent.
Nuisance, Lele.
You remember that? So please, dear Templars, the people of the Temple of Truth, you are almost 2,000 again on YouTube. But now is the time. So please go like the video. It is your offering, please. So I'll see you when I get back, okay? Don't go anywhere, especially if you probably really want to still be part of this when we started the conversation around what we have said so far. So don't go anywhere. And I will be back.
Tisebo, atisete, atin paro tipe, atisete, tito, dimo, dodo, simo, atisete, kagba de falare, atisete, kagba de falare, atisete, adájọ́ paro, torí owó, atisete, òdìlú paro, torí ipò, atisete, èdò gbówó mi, nte, atisete, tìjà.
Look,
Thank you so much, everyone. And that is me back. I have kept somebody on the line, I believe, for that long. Are you still there? Right. I possibly lost him. So now let me go back and take Angono. I don't know if you are still there. Can you hear me? No, he can't. Right. My line is back on. Oh, hang on. What's that? I don't know. So my line is back on now. Okay, so let's get started. Hello there,
Uncle Michael.
Oh, darling. How are you this evening?
I'm well. It's Saturday, party night.
Oh, brilliant. You are my first caller too. Great.
Oh, good evening. How are you?
I'm very well. You know, surviving.
Yes. Where do we begin? Uncle Michael? Let's start with Ogadino.
If you're choosing, please.
Ogadino, Dino. Everybody was laughing in the comment section, but it's not funny.
It shouldn't be.
Because when we have the conversation around these politicians have stolen money, we need to break that down. How does the stolen money affect the society? Where did that stolen money come from? Right?
Yeah.
Dino has stolen that money, but that means that they didn't pay teachers.
That's right.
They didn't pay doctors. If they don't pay the doctor, how are the doctors going to serve the community? They didn't pay nurses. They didn't pay policemen. So you have people who live around you who have not been paid, not for 2 months, not for 4 months, for a year, for 2 years.
I know.
And these people live in the midst of us. So it isn't like these people live in their own community. They live in the midst. So if I don't have money, what will I want to do to you? So when we hear stories of this person stole money, if anybody is stealing, that means somebody else does not have.
Yes.
And the money they're also stealing, a lot of it is your money that you put in your bank account.
As well.
People don't understand it. Your pensions, a lot of you have pension schemes. That is the money that they're taking. So I feel like until we understand the context, we won't understand the impact. So when you get stopped by a policeman and you're wondering, why is this policeman treating me like this? A policeman that gets paid 50,000 naira a month, what is it you expect him to treat you like? When Dino has stolen his money, Yaya Bello has stolen his money. So the context of it is so important so that we can understand, okay, how does this affect everybody?
Does it affect you as a person? You know, no matter your level, your standing in the society, you as an individual are existing in such a, such a rigged system. How does this really affect? Once you begin to understand it, the concept, like you said, well, maybe we can begin to understand the impacts, which is going to be like, what are we missing? In the absence of all this, what does that mean? Oh, wow. Now you understand the impacts. I like that.
Yeah, and the rich, like I keep on saying, the rich people do not give a damn because they enjoy being rich. So the change everybody's talking about, Nigeria does not like change, right? I work in change management, and change is the hardest thing for any society to do.
It is.
But in order for change to happen, we have to have transmission of information. But it's so difficult in Nigeria to have transmission of information because there's no TV. So you might be in Lagos, but the people in the East do not have the information you have. So it's almost like, I believe that it's either the diasporans have to stand up because the mass Nigerian is trying to survive.
Yeah.
We in the diaspora, we're not in survival mode. That's why we have a lot to say.
That's right.
But when you live in that environment, you are in survival mode. You're trying to eat. When I was in Nigeria 2 months ago, day to day, I noticed that there's no information about the country. There's no information. You wake up, you're listening to music. Even when you're listening to the radio, there's not a lot of information about they're not critiquing. They're just talking, which are two different things. So you can go a whole day in Lagos and not understand or know what's going on in Nigeria.
Right. So no wonder social media remains a threat according to them, because if that barrier is broken, that people begin to have more access to more helpful information, right? Then that's a threat to whatever these guys don't want the world to see. Well, we are talking about the world. They don't even want Nigerians to know. There are many things they don't want them to know. And they want to keep it that way.
Yeah, they want to keep it that way. So unless we can educate the masses, I keep on saying this, and we need every Nigerian in the diaspora needs to be involved in a community project. Not in a singular project. Nigerians were very singular. My family. But we need to be involved in community projects. Whether you're sponsoring a school, we need libraries. There's so many things we need that is not available. So unless we can educate the masses, the Danfo driver, how does the Danfo driver read? The Danfo driver is one of the most important people in Lagos. Where do they get their information from? Who's giving them books? Who's giving them education? Who? And then you have Tinubu people who will come to him and say, hey, we're going to give you 10,000 naira to make noise.
And so they're glad to take it without understanding the impact of that singular action of his.
Yeah. So until we empower education-wise, and when I say education, I'm not saying English. I'm not even saying books, but equipping the skill set to learn.
Information, exactly.
Yeah.
Type of skill
Whether
set.
Whether it's in Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, there's not enough. There's such a massive gap.
And it is so, okay. It is so much that until recently, right?
Yeah.
I'm a Yoruba, right? So I never for once believed a Yoruba would be so difficult of a language, of communication, especially between two Yorubas. Try it without any intermittent add-on of English here and there, right? And see how difficult it is. And then that kind of down on me. How much we have drifted away from what's supposed to have been like our precious mode of communication. And it could have been so helpful that today, a lot of us can sit and have 10 minutes conversation together without adding English. I'm talking about pure Yoruba without us wearing this so much like a stressed out look. Oh my God, I'm struggling here. And that shouldn't be.
But do you know why that is?
Tell me.
The information you've been given. You have no power. You've been given English.
And I've been made to believe that it is the easiest way that I could communicate. And I accepted that. And it seems to just be like, okay, yeah, that's it. Until probably I feel like, no, I don't want it anymore.
Yes. And that's you that's educated. What about the average market woman?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
You're right. You have a good evening, okay? Or a good night too. Because it's almost at that time of the night. But we do still have like an hour though to go on the program tonight. Let's take this. Hello there.
Chairman, how far?
Hey, Adiola. Is that you?
This is Adiola. I'm on a Baba Namio.
Baba, how you doing, Sha? You're right.
Baba, we do okay. We do okay.
All
we
right.
did very okay. We did very okay.
Thank you so much.
Maybe
this is about finance. I'm not an expert. I'm just a layman. But here we are. Adiola, I remember that time when I was talking about people should keep their dollars. I probably sounded like somebody who hated Nigeria to some of the people here. They didn't want to say it to me. We should be happy now. I said, whether I'm happy or sad is non-issue. I know what they are doing. It is dangerous. And once they don't have more to kind of cover it, it's going to come back brutally. And a lot of you are going to face it. Now, it is happening, Adiola. You are an accountant or in an accounting,
I'm in the finance space.
I'm
in the finance space.
Finance, exactly.
I think,
help us.
I think we said the other time, the currency is not, how I put it, Baba, I don't tire. Because you can't prop up a currency. That's number one. The currency, there's no demand for that currency. There's no demand for that currency, and you're not improving the economy. Because what would drive demand is if you're economically viable. But when you're not economically viable, you can't, people are not going to hold that currency. The things that are of real value is not priced in Naira. It's priced in dollars. So at the end of the day, a productive economy. And the bedrock of productivity largely is your engineering base, because the engineers are the ones that solve problems. For any country to develop, you must have a certain number. I keep on saying it, a certain number of engineers per 1,000 people, because they are the ones involved in innovation. They are the ones involved in problem solving. And from them, you now have artisans, welders that can actually weld their inventions and their solutions into existence. You cannot walk 2 steps in your house without encountering an engineering solution or a problem solved by engineers. So if you downplay the role of your people, the human capital, you would not you will not prosper. You can't prosper, and there's no sense into it. So if you are rushing
Adiola, do you know that a lot of people in Nigeria will tell you, I'm an engineer. Oh, I'm an engineer. I don't know what kind of engineers they are, right? But a country of 220 million people, according to these guys, which probably is a fake number, okay? There's no 220 million anywhere, okay? But let's go with it, right?
There's no credible census.
You know what I mean? Like a country of 220 million people, they do not have any engineer that could help manage, maintain their own hydroelectric power plants. But they have to bring people from China. Chinese engineers, they are those right now in Kanji.
I think I would differ with your point, because I believe we have.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying they couldn't find any that they could see indigenous people manning and handling a national asset like power. But they have to bring Chinese. They are still there. I have the video.
It's strategic. If you choose to look outwards rather than inwards, that means you have to think about why are they doing it. So are they doing it because they want to broker some dodgy deals with the Chinese, or to steal money? Because you would question that move, because you have human capital, you have engineers across the globe that are Nigerians that are solving problems in different industries.
Nigerians who are working in that power sector. But I'm talking about they hone it and fix it, but they still have to bring all this.
You can. There's a political will. So because we know it's not a country. So it's not a country. So you cannot expect a country must function like a country because it's not a country. There are different interests that is not aligned with people's interests. So if it's not a country, it can't function like a country. That's number one. And number two, people that if you continually look outwards, that means there's something in it for you as a leader. That means you lack the political will to drive the real change people desire. That's one. And number two, you are bringing external people because there's something in for you that you benefit only. So when you keep on looking outwards, you are robbing people that can actually do the job. That's the human capital. You are destroying the human capital base by actually looking outwards rather than looking inwards. That's one. And number two, when you keep on doing that, then you will always use a begging bowl. You always go to the IMF and to the World Bank to seek for loans. And remember, IMF, they come with what they call conditionalities. They are conditions tied to all their loan facilities. They don't give you anything without putting a condition. And those conditions, even IMF don't even understand your economy well enough, because IMF, as part of their previous conditionalities in Nigeria, they've made a mess of it. At some point in the past, they were talking about reducing funding for education. They now came back years after to say, oh, that was a wrong move. You don't even know us as a people. So imagine you borrowing from the wrong partner that doesn't know anything about you. So they'll just tell you based on what they know and based on their desktop research. Their desktop research, and tell you you should cut funding or you should